So Ian, do you want to just quickly tell us what this whole complex is about?
Well, this complex, Parding, the LEC Church, when the Land Act came in 1979, I think they were very foresightful because everybody was taking land and Msira was expanding very rapidly. So LEC Church got this piece of land to establish a church and a kind of a community facility to service the growing community here. And the church was the first building that they wanted, and that building they wanted for, I can't remember, it was a lot of people, and that's all the budget would collect. That cost 50,000 rand at the time. This house I think was 25,000 rand or even less.
What time are we talking about?
That's 79 to 82, somewhere around then when those were built. What's interesting is to see the first school, and then the thing about design build is that you're building the same thing over and again. So the tromba walls come in, the gap walls, new little things come in all the time.
Yeah.
You know? And that's sort of what needs to be documented is the process of development. But at the time, you just basically all I was doing was delivering, because that's all the World Bank. They came every quarter. How much have you spent? How many schools? But not how many schools. How much money have you spent? That's what they wanted to know. This panel here, which is made in stone, is specified the stone of the village, and then the local person will do it. So you get three things. One, you get the money stays in the country, the person in the village gets the job, and it also develops a kind of a vernacular, which is there's an artist's kind of signature through the way the stone is done. Also, these are very overstructured. You can see there's a ring beam going across the top there. So it's like a three-dimensional frame that's overstructured because generally these things aren't maintained at all. This was built after I left, and it really, that's one of the strengths, is that the system was that good that people could run with it on its own. In fact, the division, when we started, there were 60 expatriates and 60 counterparts, local people. And when I left, I think it was like 6 and 60. And now it's completely locally run. So, you know, the value of this is not what you do, it's when you leave and what carries on. That's what development is. It's not about you being there to achieve it, but setting up a system that has its own sustainability, its own inherent language and capacity to grow. In order to be free, you need certain constraints, and I think inside of me there are those kind of constraints, which make me maybe quite boring.